So today we're just going to talk about core curriculum, talk about your specialty options of advanced professional hypnotherapy, healing botanicals and earth ceremonies, and the end of life doula. So then whatever questions you have as we roll through this, I encourage you to raise your hand and ask them. Let's talk about it when it comes to our mind. Otherwise, we might forget, like me. Oh, that's real.
It happens,
okay. Yep. Okay. So let's get into the core curriculum here. And this is a quiz question. So let's pretend we're already a student in school, okay? What does transpersonal mean? Type it in the Q&A. Sometimes this isn't something we know until we visit the SWIHA education and go, okay, well, I've been doing that for a long time, or, oh, well, I've yet to begin and I'm ready to do my work. So what does that word mean? Just go ahead and type it in if you want. If not, that's okay. Sabrina has her hand raised. Let's let Sabrina answer the question.
Drum roll.
Sabrina.
It deals with the consciousness of the consciousness of psychology, I think, as far as I'm understanding.
Yes. So it's really about exploring the states or areas of your consciousness beyond your personal identity or limitations. Awesome. Good job. All right. You already get 10 points before you enter your program. Good job.
Yay!
And why are you here today? I don't know if you typed it in.
I did. I'm Sabrina.
Oh, you did. Okay, you did. Wonderful. Well, way to follow your soul's calling.
And my name is Sabrina. So I was like, it's inevitable. My name is Sabrina. So
exactly. You have all the magic within you.
Yeah, there's nothing else. There's nothing else in the world for me but that. That's it.
I love it. And what program are you interested in here?
I am actually doing the art ceremonies and the herbal, with the herbals.
Okay, I think when we get to that part, I'm going to ask you a few questions because I want to know what kind of ceremonies you're getting geared up for as you become a practitioner. Okie doke. Well, let's keep going. Thank you very much for sharing. All right. So we have business development classes, which is a huge part of our program. Mm-hmm. We don't throw you into it until you get later on in your program, your mission and vision become more clear, your niche market become more clear. But we bet that's already churning in your mind. Danny, what would you like to say overall about the creation of our business development classes? Who is it geared towards?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so just like how Becca said, those are classes that you take once you're more established in your program, you've gotten your feet wet, you figured out what modalities you like and don't like, and what exactly it is that you really want to incorporate once you graduate from SWIHA and go out into the world and share your gifts and graces with the greater community out there. So once you establish, like, okay, how do I want to turn what I am learning here at SWIHA into a profitable business? Once you get a good understanding of what that might look like, we'll dive into now what it means to go from student to entrepreneur. So the way we created this suite of classes, there's 4 classes involved, is it follows Joseph Campbell's hero's journey. So we've recreated that into the entrepreneur's journey. So starting off, life as a SWIHA student, how do you then start transitioning from the life of a student to the life of an actual business owner? And we'll take you through a lot of fun things like, what's your purpose? What's your calling? What's your why? Dive into the more existential questions of what it means to be a business owner, and then go into, okay, now that you've established what that looks like, what's your name going to be? What's your brand going to look like? Applying for an LLC, and then from there progressing into more tangible things like creating a website, creating social media profiles, starting to price out your services and really solidify what that looks like once you step out into the world. And then once that's all said and done, how do you then market yourself and communicate with that target audience that you're wanting to connect with, whether it be in person, online, virtually, both? We explore both types of marketing that appeal to both of those types of groups. And yeah, just how to like really refine and learn how to spread your message, how to build rapport with your audience, how to connect with that ideal client that you want to envision and manifest into your business. So those courses, I redesigned them, and I felt very strongly about them because I, for a couple of years, was a business owner myself. I dipped my toes into the startup world. So I really connect to both, the marketing aspects, like the branding aspects, but also what it means to be an entrepreneur and what it means to be an entrepreneur when you're by yourself or just with like a couple of people even. You're on a tight budget, you're tight on resources, tight on time. How do you manage all of that? So there's a lot of really great tangible marketing, business development, branding info, but there's also a lot of mindset and resiliency skills that you learn in those courses. So how to better manage your time, how to better manage your energy, how to create schedules and calendars so you stay on top of everything. And you're being consistent with your work and with the way that you're spreading your message out into the world. But B, you're also avoiding burnout and avoiding overworking yourself, or spending time on things that aren't really a top priority. So yes, those classes were very close to my heart. A lot of things that I succeeded at and failed at, but learned from those failures, I made sure to include some of that information into those classes as well. So they're tested, they're tried and true. And we've gotten really great feedback ever since we revised those business courses. So a lot of great news from students. They're really enjoying all of the projects. And ultimately, it's fun. Like, I know for a lot of folks stepping into the world and being seen, it could be scary and nerve-wracking, especially when you're still a student going through those programs and going through those motions. But it's a lot of fun. I mean, you get to like design your logo and put yourself out there and figure out what type of personality you want to have on social media and how do you shine brightest and stay authentic to your true self. And ultimately, how do you connect with those that you're destined to serve? So a lot of really great content in those classes. I'm very proud of the work that the online team did to roll out those updates.
I love that so much, Danny. I got chills when you said that, because it's knowing the pattern of the hero's journey, what normalizes and helps you integrate what we call the woo-woo world, right? Yes. All the magic, all the medicine, all the soul goodness into reality, into the business realm. So you get to dabble, get to put your foot in both realms. Find out what you're good at. Find out what you want to outsource. Do you want to be a solopreneur? Do you want to partner with other practitioners? Like, there's so many things you'll learn through this. And Danny is an amazing teacher of one of our business courses called Mission Possible. And what's really cool about this, your homework, everybody, and building your practice and becoming a well-rounded practitioner, is all of the practice that you'll get in your classes. So a big part of your homework is, yes, doing the work on self and then holding sessions for classmates. So you get to work on the tool with yourself, you get to be coached from a classmate, and then you get to coach a classmate, right? Hold space for a classmate. Practice, practice, practice is how you become a practitioner. So embracing that thought now is going to help you succeed. Now I'm going to ask another quiz question for everybody. So we have this student journey, which we redefine the hero's journey, called grit. What do you think grit stands for? It's a great term, great word. I love that movie, True Grit, right?
Yep.
but grit can help you succeed. And Danny, I love that you said you've succeeded and failed, because any self-growth requires failure.
Yes,
Success
100%.
requires failure. So being able to make peace with the parts of ourselves that might not feel good enough, we have to try again, right? Try again, learn, try again. Let's see what everyone might have said. Sorry, accidentally. Oh, it's okay. Welcome back to the webinar. Okay, I'm going to tell everyone what grit means then. I'll spill it. So first, growth mindset. Second, resiliency. Third, integration. And T, tenacity. So in my survey that I'll send after this, it asks, do you think you have what it takes to succeed through this program? Because it does require grit. It does require being real with yourself, setting healthy boundaries. Hey, friends, hey, family, this is how much homework I'm going to have a week. This is what I'm committing to. Here's what I'm needing from you. You know, sometimes we forget to set that up for ourselves and communicate that in an effective way. And I didn't learn that until, well, I'm almost 40, and it's taken a good well into my 30s to really get that. And the SWIHA education helped me through it, mostly being the foundation of coaching. So life coaching as part of your program and foundation is really going to help you in every aspect of your life. Danny, is that an understatement?
Yeah, cannot emphasize that. If we could put that in bold and
flashing
huge fonts. Yes, flashing lights, arrows.
Flashing lights.
Yes, absolutely. And it's a great thing that's also taught, not just in the business courses from a business mindset, but also we've sort of embedded that throughout all the courses in all of the programs online. So yeah, we're always emphasizing going back to that grit. What do the acronyms mean? Because that really will definitely set the foundation for how you move forward throughout your program here at SWIHA. So yeah, another really great class that we developed here with the online team. And yeah, so far it's been working out wonderfully for all of our current online students.
Yes. And I was joking with Brian on the IHAP on campus program last week webinar that coaching is a confusing statement because it's in the powerful asking of questions with your clients where you really learn to hold that sacred space to remove you from that equation and let it be all about them, because as humans we'll want to transfer our own experiences and relate and talk about ourselves, which is something we learn not to do. And the more we can actively listen, the more effective we are as sacred space holders, I will say. Chavez says, I am here because I have been running from my purpose. Let's see if anyone can relate. I've been running from my purpose for 25 years. And at 57 years old, I want an income source once I'm off disability. Wow. That is so beautiful. And I want to celebrate that because we have students of all ages.
Yes.
And the sooner that we say yes to our calling, whether it's full-time or part-time, the more fulfilled, happy you'll be, right? And that does require you doing your own work too. That's the caveat, is sometimes we think when we hold space for others, we don't have to focus so much on ourselves. Guess what? You will be called to do your own work through this curriculum. So is everyone ready for that? Right, Danny?
Yes.
It's
a great journey.
Okay. Would you say part of their homework is doing their own self-work?
Yes, absolutely. It's one of those things where in order for you to really, I don't know about perfect. I don't know if that's the right word, but in order for you to really understand the curriculum, understand these modalities, understand how to hold that space and guide someone and serve someone in a particular way, you have to test it on someone. And usually it's yourself or with your fellow classmates or with your friends and your family. Hey, can I do a complimentary coaching session with you? Hey, can I read this hypnotherapy script with you? Yeah, you definitely put in the work to practice just like you said earlier.
Hmm.
Because yeah, what good is reading about things, you know, doing homework if you're not actually going out into the real world and actually putting that theory and that information into action. So that's another big goal that we have here at SWIHA, not just for online campus or online programs, but also for on campus, is really preparing you, not just in the information, but also in actually doing the work. So you feel comfortable and confident enough. So once you graduate, you're already doing it. You're already a business owner. You're already a holistic practitioner. You're already doing the work. So it's not one of those things where, you know, you learn everything from a book and then it's okay, good luck, now practice it in the real world. No, we definitely feel very strongly about preparing all of our students to actively do this by the time they graduate their program.
Yes, amen. And it requires honesty, self-awareness, and accountability for ourselves as we do our own work, for sure, which can be the hardest part because, hey, we want to think we're perfect and we've done our work, but guess what? It doesn't end. So,
It's
right?
always a process. Exactly.
Progress. Okay. Of course, there is aromatherapy, which involves essential oils, obviously the combinations, whatever you want to use it for, whether it's in your sessions as a business, making blends as topicals. I learned so much when I went through the intro class alone. And I have my humidifier on as we speak. So love aromatherapy, hypnotherapy, obviously. I call it life coaching on steroids. Basically, it's helping your client access the subconscious, right? Which is really where we live and operate from our perspective to our mindset, to our behaviors when we're triggered. Hypnotherapy is extremely powerful as a modality. If you feel called to that, I will be honest, I was resistant for about a decade, even working at SWIHA. And then I had my first session and was blown away because it was around public speaking, shocker. And it helped me to really ground in to speak at Gifts and Graces. So amazing, powerful. We'll hear from anyone who wants to ask questions about that. Philosophy and theology is rolled into the curriculum all the way around. We don't have one book, one finite way, one path. It is about finding what really has worked for others, but what it also calls to you. So it's very open. I would call it very open and explorative. So let's talk about some advanced professional hypnotherapy as an option. For those seeking this, raise your hand if you have an interest in advanced professional hypnotherapy. And sometimes students going into this program might not select it at first. And then to go, oh, you know what? I totally do want to go that way. This is a growing profession and that is becoming widely accepted. We understand that people can fear it, right? Media has had some fun with it for sure. They still are. But at SWIHA, you really learn the power of it and to appreciate it as a practitioner. So I'm curious if anyone here is interested in this. The focus on here, you can help people really like tap into some unwanted behaviors, right? Why do I keep acting that way? Why does this keep happening in my life? Usually we're pointing the finger outward. Why are they doing that? It's making me do this when we need to be going, okay, why does that trigger this within me? Because it could not be them. That's a possibility. Right, Danny?
Yep. And usually that's always the case, but hey, that's all part of the process.
Hey, it's them anyway, so fix it and then get back to me. In my case, I'm part of it. I know my part and what's theirs, right? We all have to be able to do our own work. Miranda, 2 things. What 2 things are you looking at I'm curious what 2 things those are. If you want to write them here, or if you want to raise your hand, I can unmute you. Yashira says, I'm here because I'm curious about the school. I'm on the spiritual path, help guide those here on earth. If the options are overwhelming, okay, this is valid. I would love to do at least 3 options. How can I narrow it down to do 1? So far, I'm looking into the end of life doula, Reiki, and hypnotherapy. This is great. Okay. This is going to require a admissions coaching call, because this call is going to be all about you. And you're going to be asked some very powerful questions that's going to help you determine where you want to start. Obviously, when, online, what's available, finances might come into play. You can start with as small as a certificate of excellence, or you can go as big as a full program. You can also do a full program and then add on certificates of excellence when you're done. You'll hear the term SWIHA lifer here a lot, because practitioners are always adding classes and programs and certificates to their tool belt. Like, Danny, we just added these programs in, and now people are coming like, oh my gosh, I need that too.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, we get it. So we understand that you want to do all of them. And it's, where do you start to build your practice from the ground up, right? Like, what's your goal? Picture the end in mind. What are you doing in that space? And then keep building and adding. So, Yashira, I encourage you to talk to an admissions coach. They'll be reaching out, obviously, after this webinar sometime this week, to help you narrow that down, because we understand it's all amazing and beautiful and powerful. Miranda says, 1, my why, help people heal and guide people through helping them build relationship with their guides. Ooh, yay. And we have an angels and guides classes too, which is very cool. Again, she says too, very excited to get hypnotized if anyone needs a helper client. Good question. We do have a SWIHA Conscious College Community Facebook group where students would definitely jump on that to do that with you. Powerful stuff. Very effective. Can't say it enough. Okay. Let's see. Chavez. Okay, no problem. She keeps getting kicked out, but you're back. You keep coming back. Okay. So hypnotherapy, just wanted to go over. You can facilitate past life regression. You can write your own hypnotherapy scripts. You can help people interpret dreams or metaphors. You can apply this to medical imagery to help people manage phobias, addiction, stress management, pain management. Linda Bennett, the creator of our program at SWIHA, has actually taken this into a lot of hospitals, and it is widely accepted to reduce stress, amazingly enough. So we should get her featured on the news, Danny, for some good PR.
Absolutely. Yeah. I know the science behind hypnotherapy, just being a part of the behind the scenes, like helping edit and refine the courses. It's fascinating. Like, before working here, I had no idea just how tangible the benefits are. And how real it is, because like you said, there's a lot of misconceptions because of media and movies and what you see in television, and then what hypnosis, quote unquote, is. But no, it's becoming it's a very valid profession. And now Western medicine is also really starting to realize and appreciate those benefits that it can provide, at least in a medical hospital setting. So yes, the relationships that Linda has with local hospitals here in Arizona is awesome. And a lot of times our students can go and volunteer and help facilitate these meditations or these visualizations with clients as well. So lots of really great opportunities there.
Yes, and we have a hypnotherapy clinic on campus for those of you who are local. If you want to come in for sessions, we do have that available. I can point you to that on our website at the end of the webinar. Diane has your hand raised. I'm going to allow you to speak if you feel comfortable.
Yes. Yes, I was just wanting to say that I'm excited for the part that, you're able to help people in a way that's not in medicine. I feel like we constantly are doing medicine to like help and people through experiences, but we need to get to the core of the trauma. And I think with hypnotherapy, there's an ability to get to the core of that and to help people heal internally on levels that medication can only cope.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we don't want
Couldn't
to
agree more.
band-aid it. Yes, we want to get to the root cause of the pain, the dis-ease, the suffering, obviously, and help resolve that. So yeah, amen. Thank you. I'm excited that you're excited about that.
Super excited. Super excited.
Yes. Awesome. Good. Okay. Perfect. There was one thing I wanted to say about that. I forgot. It'll come back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So advanced hypnotherapy, powerful option. We do have a 100-hour certificate. We do have it as the 300-hour advanced professional chunk of goodies before you start. So, I was going to say, I didn't even want to become a hypnotherapist or hypnotist until I knew the power of hypnotherapy. So if you've been waiting to try it out, now is the time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, I'm going to lower your hand. There we go. I always forget to lower people's hands. Healing botanicals and earth ceremonies is awesome and new. It's different from our Western herbalism program because this is more about supporting your clients to explore their spirituality, traditions, to facilitate ceremonies and rituals with earth-based practices, use plant medicine, flowers, essences, the elements, just bringing it all back to Mother Nature. You can facilitate mindful meditation sessions and explore the art of spiritual expression and foster a sense of belonging and community. So how many of you have seen just a ton of meetups, right? Events, people are just grounding. They're having sacred ceremony, whether it's cacao, clearing. All right, Sabrina, here we go. Let's go, sister. What say you?
So this is definitely where I'm going. I actually started a business, or started practicing or recalling my practice, I should say, probably 5 years ago, and 3 5s and 7s. Just for me, I'm very big on numbers. And I have literally started from my very first craft making from herbs, my first spiritual bath, which I used on myself. It was self-love, but I realized after going through meditations and learning these different things, I have to start with cleansing first. So I actually just went back and crafted and started the work on myself. And that's what my business offers. Just connection to the culture, connection to who you are in your existence, part of who your ancestors were. Just calling that back using herbs and using roots and learning them, using my divination. So my business is using the essentials, just doing candles. I started from so many things, and I finally narrowed it down. And I want to be able to give like yoga fest or sound bowl cleansings, because I've been through it before and my children are going through it at the same time. And it's like I'm seeing things before they happen. I know how to be prepared because I'm connected already to the earth and the universe. And I feel the change in the wind. It's like I see the portals. And a lot of people are like, you're insane. I was like, well, I am insane, but I'm inside of sane. So it's a different
I like
thing.
that. You're in tune. You're in tune.
So
Yes.
just the journey itself, honestly, has just been the most like indescribable experience. Just going, I want to be able to let adults explore like their childhood side and their inner child, and do things and remember things that made them happy, because you can balance adult life and child life, because we're always going to be adults and children at the same time. So this is I know where I'm going. I've spoke with Leah, who is amazing. I
Yes,
can't
she is.
her one day because she knew exactly where to take me. Just describing to her what I do, even with paint therapy, I have synesthesia. So it's like my paintings are also healing. I found like 10 other people who understand it. So I just want to go for like more and more and more into it. And SWIHA actually appeared on my doorstep out of nowhere. At least I say out of nowhere. I mean, the pamphlet just showed up and I was like, you know what? Here's the sign.
Oh, you called that in. You called that in for sure.
I want to teach people how to manifest and how to practice with laws of attraction, how to know that everything we came here with abundance. We are abundant. And I think just being on earth and living in that physical part of your chakra has made us forget that we also have the spiritual part of the chakra. So I just want to, I think I just want to pop open everybody's brain.
Just open that first eye right there. Tap in, tune in. Yeah. So you rediscovered your kinship as a human with the flora and fauna, and it just opened you up. And I hear that's what you're wanting to do for your clients. It's like undoing the programming of just doing. And it's more of being, experiencing, appreciating, right? Soaking in the goodness of what is in its natural state, right?
Right.
That's so beautiful. Yes. So you're already doing the work and you're going to be fine tuning it sounds like, with this program online.
And it's really hard. I live in Louisiana and a lot of people assume that there's really a lot of access to a lot of things, but they are very cultural here. And a lot of the practices and quote unquote religions are kind of closed off. And there's just way more. I give small classes now, like 101 classes, because when I learn, I want everyone else to learn. And it was really hard for me to find someone I could connect to and help me to understand what I was going through spiritually and what the transition was. So I don't want that for generations behind me to have to struggle to connect to a community and a tribe that they belong to by going out. But then the great thing is learning it and taking on all these different things and fine tuning it, like you said, to who you are and what your energy gives to it and how to manipulate and use your energy for really your heaven on earth, basically.
Yes, that's what we're here to do. Create that heaven on earth, and it looks different for everybody. So beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chavez says that's exactly what she wants to do for her friends and community. So very cool. There's a soul sister already. So we have Christy here who says, I'm here on a personal journey as well as professional. I'm an esthetician and a Reiki practitioner currently. I am beyond excited to learn hypnotherapy. I want to provide healing skills for people to live their best lives. Yes, Chrissy, this is great too, because you already have people laying down and relaxing on your table.
Yeah, exactly.
So
That's
a script on based on what they have going on in their world, right?
That's a really awesome combo. That's exciting to hear.
Girl, I would pay extra for that for sure, because my subconscious always needs those affirmations and reminders. Always.
It's like getting a facial and hypnotherapy at the same time. Like, why would you not? Love
soul pampering. Come in for your soul pampering session. Clear the blockages physically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally. Okay, I'll stop. Here goes my marketing brain.
The marketing brain. Yeah.
Here goes Danny. All right. Anyone else want to share or ask questions about the healing botanicals and ceremonies? I have Miranda who asked a really good question, by the way. If I did the whole IHAP with spiritual guide and earth ceremonies, can I come back to do hypnotherapy and end of life doula at another time, since I'll have my prerequisites? The answer is yes. It's just a matter of what you're rolling it into. Are you rolling it into a bigger program, or are you just adding the certificates of excellence? Since it's online, it would probably just be the certificates of excellence, which is perfect. And you just have to see what start dates are coming up and prioritize how you want to add that. Anything else, Danny, to add to that?
No, I would say for that, it's just all about the scheduling, you know, what fits within your schedule, what time frame you're looking at. So yeah, basically nailed it.
Nailed it. And to do this program, Janice, your prerequisite is you have to complete it, your high school diploma or GED. So we would just have to get proof of that in admissions. And really your commitment to graduate. Obviously, we want to know that anyone using financial aid wants to use this for career purposes, to become an entrepreneur, to build your practice, to want to build your clientele. Not just for fun or for sole purpose, for financial aid purposes. You would have to want to give back to the world in a loving and profitable way, as our mission says. So, beautiful. Chavez says, I'm also going through the Order of Druids training. Cool. I want to be the guy people come to when they are lost spiritually. I love what Sabrina said. I was born in Louisiana. I would like to get a hold of Sabrina. Sabrina, let's see, type in your chat. Let's see, type in your, however you want to connect with Chavez. I can type it in here to connect the two of you. Look at this, already creating.
I know, already, exactly. I love it. Love to see it.
Creating community. Okay. Is there a reason why certain focuses are offered with VA benefits, but not all? I am here because I was led to move to AZ, but Spirit hasn't released me from Mississippi yet. I'm interested in Western herbalism, mind and body wellness, integrative healing arts, end of life doula to correlate with my services, my spiritual practices offer now. So the VA gets to determine what they will approve as programs that they will cover to an extent, all and or not. That is a better question for an admissions coach and financial aid, because they work with the VA benefits, which is always changing. So definitely ask where you can start based on your interest and what might be covered for you. Of course, financial aid could help as well if that's a possibility. Faith, I love that your name is Faith. But yes, please do talk with the coach, because they can really speak to what it is that you're seeking to do. I know VA benefits can be tricky. I do know. Okay, Sabrina put in her IG creds here for you, Chavez. I want to make sure you can see it, so I'm gonna type it in right here, Sabrina. There we go. Look at me making connections. Okay, this is fun. Okay, perfect. Thank you. I'm gonna say thank you. And Denya has a comment. I've been coaching for almost 10 years. I specialize in anxiety, anger management, domestic violence coaching. Ooh, let's hear from you, Denya. Would you like to speak? Let me know. I will allow you to unmute if you're willing to share.
Hi.
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 Hello. It's actually pronounced Dana. It's
sorry.
A little bit more complicated than what it is.
I said it backwards. My bad.
Okay. Yeah. So, I was reading through the curriculum, and I just feel like this would really help to take my practice to another level with the hypnotherapy. I've also been, I've already studied like herbalism. And so I've really incorporated a lot of that in my practice, and helping with self-care, and like Sabrina with like a lot of emotion, like spiritual baths and cleansings and things like that. So I've already started doing that, but I feel like, again, this would just take it to another level, and I'm really excited, about it.
That's amazing. Yes, good. And you've been coaching for almost 10 years now?
Yeah, so I started with personal development and self-love. Then I realized that there was a lot of anxiety before we needed to get to the self-love part. And then I got to the anxiety and I'm like, okay, there's more trauma here that's leading to the anxiety. So it was, yeah, it's one kind of leads into the other. So I work anger management and domestic violence coaching for offenders and for victims. A lot of the anger management and the anxiety coaching, they kind of go hand in hand. It's really kind of understanding the emotions and where it's coming from, giving themselves permission to express in healthy ways that they didn't have growing up mostly. So we really kind of explore that and they get the tools. And my motto is, you know, empowering through education. And so I'm an educator and that's how I learned, which was, you know, when I had, well, I mean, I'm still have anxiety, but I mean, it wasn't I needed to figure out what it was in order for me to really be able to work with it. So one of the things that I realized was that I was just stacking fear on top of fear. I'm not a medical person, so medicine didn't work for me. I didn't like taking it. And so I needed to figure out a way that I could work with my anxiety. And once I did that, I was like, well, why isn't anybody telling people about this? Like, you should be able to work with your mind and be able to, you know, really take care of yourself. But
yes,
yeah, that's something that was really, now you're seeing a little bit more where they're doing more embrace your anxiety type thing. But yeah, I've been working with that for a while.
And I want to say thank you for doing that work and thank you for bringing this up, because let me say that this is a big part of obviously healing and understanding the neuroscience and regulation. So trauma-based awareness is also what you'd be getting within the program in the somatic psychology classes.
Yep.
These are essential for everything that you're saying. It's that conscious regulation, mindfulness, and using those tools for our frontal lobe to stay online. So we don't have to live from survival mode, because in essence, we don't have a choice. When we're running around in survival mode, we're going to keep reacting the same way until we have our peace practices that enables another behavior.
Right.
Sounds like you've got this down, and these classes take it a step further, because you're not just learning it for yourself, you're learning how to hold that space to help regulate people, to understand the window of tolerance, to talk to them how to understand their window of tolerance. That can be the most challenging part, right? For those people who are like, well, I'm fine. Are you?
Let's take a look at that.
Not for you. Yeah, that's when we do the discovery call. That's one of the things. If you're not ready for the program, that is absolutely okay. I'll be here when you're ready, but I don't convince anybody to sign up or whatever. You have to be ready for the work that's going to get done when we're working together. So yeah.
Oh, beautiful, Dina. Thank you for sharing that and being here, taking it a step further. So
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Of course. Awesome. So exciting. Okay. And I'm glad she prompted me to open the program sheet, because this is important when you're looking at the classes. So to help understand what you'll be taking, it's not in this order, but it really does break down the transpersonal psychology portion of it, the entrepreneurship portion, and then you get to choose your specialties. So it breaks down all of the classes that you'll be taking, whatever you choose as your specialty. And then what I like to show people is on our website, we have the handy dandy class calendar for those of you who have one magically appear on your doorstep. You can look at the course codes and subject of the class and read the description. So you really start to understand what it's about. Danny? you were smiling when you saw the program sheet, probably because you're just like,
I know, yeah, like, oh, the classes.
finally done.
When Dana was talking, it just reminded me of
Yeah.
the process of, not just for you, but also for your clients, you peeling back those layers of the onion. You know, once you think you addressed the root of the problem, one more layer gets peeled back, and here's more things that need to be worked on. So yeah, we use that metaphor a lot in all of our online classes, specifically in those transpersonal psychology classes, the somatic psych classes, TC 630 and TC 640. So yes, Dana, and I know Sabrina talked about chakra work as well. Those two classes are really great because not only does it talk about the science of trauma and regulation, but it also dives into what the mind and what the spirit goes through when you are experiencing, you know, you're out of your window of tolerance, you're experiencing that anxiety, that imbalance in your life. So what does that look like physically in your body? How is your nervous system? How is your brain? You know, what's happening physically with the body, but also what's happening spiritually and emotionally and mentally. So it's really, you get that full body perspective, and how to address both things, you know, physical symptoms of stress and anxiety and unrest, but also the emotional and the mental and the spiritual symptoms as well. So two really great classes that I was also a part of creating. So super excited for everyone to check those out.
Yeah, they were powerful in my world for sure. I actually went through the curriculum when I needed it most.
I feel like it's the universe finds, yeah, there's like, the universe is funny like that. It's like whenever something is what you don't expect that you need, but you do need it, it's right there in front of you. So
oh yeah, and I needed it beyond needing it. So yeah, very cool. Dana's laughing. She said I literally use the onion metaphor with my clients. Yeah, a lot of people do.
Yeah,
it's a good one.
Yes,
it's a good one.
Very true.
Chavez, I'm so excited. The more I hear, the more SWIHA will be my home. Yeah, it really is. It truly is. I call it the home of the healers. Yeah, it's been around for a long time. It started as a massage school. Now look at us go. It's amazing. Lorianne, I don't know if I said that right. Do you want to share? Do you want me to unmute you so you can speak? I'm going to find you on my list here of attendees. There you are. If you would like to share, would you like to? You can unmute if you'd like. Hello. Lorianne, can you hear me? Oh, we can't hear her. That's okay. I will read it then. She says, I'm here because I'm constantly running into people who need help with many different things. I'm honing my caregiving skills and building my knowledge base to help provide as much helpful information as I can, plus other things. But this is my main goal. I love it. So to become a healing resource, that is beautiful. Good. And if you want to unmute, just raise your hand and you can share more. Let's see who's interested. I know we're running out of time in the end of life doula. Knowing that this is about holding that sacred space for others as they transition, guiding clients through those major life changes, whether it's illness, whether it's death, whether it's loss of a loved one, supporting clients, not only clients, but family. Right? Family, friends, loved ones at the end of life, conducting ceremonies, comforting practices to know what's allowed, maybe not allowed, creating empowering spiritual care for transition that celebrates community connection. On the live webinar I did with Joel a couple weeks ago, wow, you guys, the stories that people shared of what brought them to this path was so beautiful, overwhelming, intense. The main thing was this, how interesting. A lot of people will ask, you know, near their end, am I dying? Like, is this it? Am I dying? And a lot of family will want to bypass it and say, no, everything's going to be fine and blah, blah, blah. When really, yes, you are. And it's okay. And it's beautiful because it teaches us to embrace that process, which a lot of us are not taught. and it helps to bring comfort to that person who's asking in that space. So a lot of people were like, I didn't like the bypassing in my experience. So that was a big takeaway from that. Sabrina, you have your hand raised. I'm gonna let you share.
I didn't really, I kind of looked at the end of life doula specialty, but now that I'm hearing more about it, I am interested because of the earth ceremonies. It's kind of like almost intertwined, because what I'm learning about different cultural ceremonies is the ceremony of the vessel dying, and how they make the process of helping them understand that the vessel is just dying off, but death only equals rebirth. So the spirit is just being reborn into another state of consciousnness where it could live another life and extend the branches of their spirit to more and more. So people say I don't deal with death well, but I think that I do. I think I just have a higher understanding of the fact that it is literally just the vessel. The memory still remains, the spirit still remains. And culturally, in African American culture and a lot of other cultures, when the vessel dies and another baby is born, you can even see the spirit in another child, or the spirit move on to another person or something else in the world. So this is amazing. I didn't really look too close at it, but just the highlighted points of it, I definitely see me for sure loving to be a part of someone's passing and actually just helping them to embrace it and understand it more. And sometimes when people are passing, their child nature comes out, and it's the comfort part of comforting the child and helping them to understand, like you said, not bypassing the fact that you're dying. I think that maybe if we learn how to reword, death, and give people a higher consciousness and of what it means, I think the passing would be so much more graceful, and so much more welcoming, as most people are scared to die. But it's just a part of the change, and the only thing that is constant is change. So I think
I say that every day.
So I just wanted to say that, but this is something I'm definitely gonna definitely look into. So now I've added one to my list.
Yes,
Awesome.
I
Happy
love
to
it.
hear.
And I know I want to share this with everybody too. So this is whoopsies. This is the web page. Sorry. This is the web page where all of you can find this amazing program online. It's 65 calendar weeks. Yes, you guys get breaks. You get like Thanksgiving week, Christmas week, 4th of July week. You get a fall break. Danny, what am I forgetting?
Basically like all major holidays.